I got $100 that says he can't hit this fish. $100. If he misses, he gotta give me $1. If he hits it, I'll give him 100. Alright, you ready, boy?
Yeah.
Go ahead and draw back.
Hey, I'm Keaton Day, and welcome to Headin South. Today we're heading south of Leeville, Louisiana, just north of Grand Isle, to try our hand at bow fishing once again. Now, I tried this last year. It didn't quite work out that well for me. And I told y'all on that day, I will never be this bad at something twice. Now, can I back that statement up? We'll find out on today's show.
Last year, May 25th, me and Keaton went on a trip to Leeville. Had a little trouble. But tonight we're out here at Midnight Blue. We got Red's Bowfishing charters, and we're looking for a good time tonight. A little better than it was last time me and Keaton had this trip. So hope it works out for the best.
Well, to tell you the truth, for this trip to be a big improvement over last time, all I had to do was stay in the boat and not take a nosedive into the marsh where the alligators and Lord knows what else lives. But I didn't want staying dry to be the only big improvement on this bow fishing trip. And thank God it wasn't. We'll get to see all this great bow fishing action later on in the show, which includes the greatest bow shot you'll ever see in your life, and I guarantee it. Not only was it the best bow fishing shot of the night by far, it was made by the youngest person on the boat, by far. But hey, you'll probably have to see it to believe it. I know I would. And like I said, all that great action coming up. But first, I wanted to talk to Captain Nick Jeremy about what makes this place just so special, and why people are coming from all over the place to enjoy this fantastic, challenging experience.
I'd say the part I like the most about it is teaching people the traditional shooting. That's what, you know, we give a pretty detailed lesson before we get started every night. That's what I like the most about it, is teaching people and watching it, usually about 10, 11 o'clock at night, watching it finally come together and watch them start hitting those fish. You know, I'd say we kill limits on 95% of our trips because of that, because we don't stop right when the getting's good. You know, this is a tidal sport, gets better as the tide gets low, and if the tide's falling and it's going to be down low at midnight, you can't stop your trip when the trip's getting right. You gotta, if it's going to be getting low at 12 o'clock, you don't go home at 12 o'clock.
We'll find out more from Captain Nick later on in the show. But up next, we head out. But these windy conditions are not working in our favor. Can we overcome this muddy water? Stay tuned and find out when Headin South returns. Welcome back to Headin South. After a brief stop for some refreshments, a pretty good southbound ride, and some good conversation with some mighty great folks, the sky was beginning to darken, and we knew it was about time to give this whole bow fishing thing another shot. There were two crews going out on this night. One with Captain Nick Jeremy, and we were heading out with Captain Brian Garrett from Red's Bowfishing. The deckhands for this trip? Well, Nick's going to take his son Nicky with him. And Brian decided that Nick's oldest son Brady was going to go with us for the night. And we didn't realize it at this point, but having Brady on the boat was going to turn this memorable experience into a trip that none of us would ever forget. I've already mentioned it, but you'll see what I'm talking about later on in the show. But having his boys work with him is something that makes Captain Nick Jeremy love this business even more.
That's what I like the most about it, is just bringing new people, getting new people into that sport, and having my kids deckhand for me. No, and a lot of my customers love that fact that, you know, they'll call ahead of time and they'll say, okay, we want the menus of what we're gonna eat, and we want Little Nicky or we want Brady. And then you got some groups of customers are Nicky's customers and some groups are Brady's customers.
Well, tonight, we're Brady's customers. And nothing against Little Nicky, but after the time we had, I think we'll be Brady customers for life. While we knew we were in the best of hands with Captain Brian and Brady, the conditions weren't the very best. The high winds and the muddy water was making these fish just about impossible to see. And after a while of riding and ice training, Cody finally broke the ice with our first fish of the night.
On the right, on the right, right on the right. Right there. Right here, guys. Right by the boat. There you go. Good shot. Good shot, man.
After a little more searching, Cody followed that sheephead up with an alligator gar. While sheephead and gar weren't exactly what we were out here looking for, at least Cody had broken the ice and gotten our first fish on the boat. And just a few minutes after that, I did find what we were out here looking for. My first bowfishing redfish.
All right, good shot.
Line on it.
There's a bow in the water. Good shot.
Damn, I lost my bet. I said I wasn't gonna hit anything tonight.
And I'm dry. This trip's already a great improvement over my first bow fishing trip, and it was only getting better as Cody followed my redfish up with another redfish. Muddy water or not, we figured out where there's a will, there's a way, and we're having a blast doing it. And this fun continues when Headin South returns. Welcome back to Headin South. So far on this trip, we have a sheephead, a gar, and 2 redfish. Not great, but compared to my last bow fishing trip, even if we didn't get another fish tonight, it would be a success. At least for me it would. Now besides me and Cody and Cap Brian and Brady, we were joined on this trip by Chase Sears and Hunter Frierson. Now Cody and Chase, they're pretty experienced bow fishermen. But I felt like with my first red, I was starting to get the hang of it. And so was Hunter.
Oh, big red right there. Right there, get him, Hunter. All right.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about, Fry. Hey, we're supposed to hit him in the head, ain't you?
Yeah, headshot back there.
Now with less than ideal conditions, making these fish really hard to spot, we knew that we had to shoot fast and make each shot count. And we did.
Ain't big enough. Oh my gosh! That was nothing but luck, Brady.
What a shot.
On the run. Oh, look at that fish up there. Y'all see that weight?
Dilly dilly.
That should be a red up there.
Now while this was a great shot Brady made hitting this fish on the run, it doesn't even compare to the shot he makes later on in the show. After a couple more fish in this spot, Captain Brian took us to a new spot.
Alright, I'm gonna do a couple donuts, push him on the bank a little more.
We had to do some fancy footwork as far as the boat's concerned to get back into this hole. And by the time he was done maneuvering, where the redfish were was pretty obvious.
Let's put some fish in here.
There he is, right there.
Smokey!
Got him.
There he is. Still there, y'all.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, grab it. Wait, got it, Cody, got it.
Cody, good shot, Cody.
Front, right in front.
Oh, you got him.
Coming up next, this great action gets even better. Plus, the greatest bow fishing shot you'll ever see. Stay tuned.
That's all. Now they everywhere in here, y'all.
After Captain Brian did some fancy maneuvering, forcing us into this hole, he knew where there was some redfish. These fish were all over the banks. They were so thick, Chase couldn't take it anymore. He shot one while we were moving.
Get him in there. All right.
Then we all commenced to shooting in every direction possible because the fish were everywhere.
Good shot.
That's one right there, shoot it. Belly up. 22.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Hell, these fish were so thick that Captain Brian even decided to come down off his nest. And let's just say that he made his one shot count.
That's him. Oh, watch it.
Yeah, got it. Look, I don't care.
Yeah, got it.
Look, there's still another one.
That's crazy, dude.
I had to show these boys how to do it.
After Captain Brian put his fish in the box, we only had a couple more to reach our limit. While Captain Brian had the best percentage on the boat, Cody certainly had the most fish, and Brady had the best shot of the night by far. And he surely let me hear about it. So I decided to come up with a challenge that I just knew he couldn't do. Or at least I thought not. All night these small mullet had been jumping around everywhere. And finally, one decided it was going to jump into the boat. And the rest, well, I guess you could call that Headin South history.
I got $100 that says he can't hit this fish. $100. If he misses, he gotta give me $1. If he hits it, I'll give him 100. You ready, boy?
Yeah.
Go ahead and draw back.
Yeah, you're gonna want to go ahead and draw back now. This thing's get you. I'm kind of what you call a man of my word. I bet this young man $100
he couldn't but hit a mullet that I tossed in the air with a bow fishing rig. And he did. There's my crisp $100 bill.
Thank you.
I lost. Now I may be out $100, but I'd have paid way more than that just to see that shot. Unbelievable. And on that note, we headed home. With a limit of fish, a great crew, and great guides, this is one experience I don't think I'll ever forget. Hey, y'all stay tuned. Headin South cooking coming up next. Well, we got plenty of redfish to cook, mostly because of me, but you know. Welcome to Headin South Cooking. Today, we're gonna do a little baked redfish dish. It's very simple. I mean, pretty much your children should be able to do it, but you can figure it out if you watch it. First thing you're gonna do is put you a couple pieces of butter in the bottom of a Pyrex dish so that you'll have just a little bit of moisture in the bottom of the pan. Next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna take a little bitty sliced butter. You're gonna take that and then put a half of a lemon slice on top of that. And do that all the way down the fish. And you know how I cook, we're not gonna waste any butter around here. Alright, and then you're gonna take that, and take you some Creole seasoning, go over the top of everything. That makes even whenever your lemons start to turn to liquid, it'll have a little bit of a Creole season to it. Top that off with a little bit of pepper. And that's about it. You're gonna preheat your oven to about 350, leave it for about 15 minutes and it should be ready to rock. Alright, we got the oven preheated to 350. We're gonna put this in there for about 15 minutes. You ought to be ready to eat. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes. I'll reach in here, take it out. You're gonna notice there's a lot of seasoning in this butter and lemon that's all around your fish. What you're gonna do, knock all your lemon peels off. You're gonna plate these pieces. And once you plate them, put that over there. Take some of your butter and lemon and pour it over the top. Try to get you some Zatarain seasoning in there too. And there's your baked redfish. Some of those other boys had a recipe to make garballs. Nah, I didn't want to really try it or show you how to. Had a pretty good redfish recipe and I think you're going to enjoy it. Well, we come down here to Leeville, Louisiana with Red's Bowfishing. We just got done shooting on limit. Can't really beat that. Cheers, boys. Thank you, Captain Ryan. Man, what a trip. And I bet you our next one's even better. And we'll see you there on Headin South.